Hello students, today I will teach you how to find the bond order and what is the relation between bond order, bond length and bond energy. Okay, so let's start it. Bond order. In a very simple context, I will tell you bond order is basically a number of bonds present between two combining atoms. Let's take an example of H2 molecule, hydrogen. We know it exists as H, single bond H. We can see that there is a single bond between two combining hydrogen atoms. So here the bond order will be 1. Okay, now we can take the example of O2 molecule. In this case, it exists as O, double bond O. We can see that there are two bond, double bond. So here the bond order will be 2. We can take more examples. Let's take an example of N2 molecule. In N2, it exists as N triple bond N. So here we can see that there are 3 bonds between two combining nitrogen atoms. So in this case, the bond order will be 3. If you are given CCl4, C single bond Cl, 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 Cl. We can see that there is single bond between C and Cl. So here the bond order will be 1. Okay. So students, from all these examples we can easily guess and we can easily know that bond order is nothing. It is just the number of bonds present between two combining atoms. Bond order is the number of bonds present between two combining atoms. Okay, it's a very simple concept. There are various shortcut methods for calculating the bond order, but here in this video I will teach you how to calculate the bond order with the help of molecular orbital configuration. Yes, molecular orbital configuration, MOC. I'll tell you what is it. Molecular orbital configuration. There is a specific sequence in which we do the electronic configuration according to molecular orbital configuration. We are having 2 patterns here. One is up to nitrogen and the other one is after nitrogen. Okay, both are very simple. Sigma 1s, sigma anti-bonding 1s, sigma 2s, sigma anti-bonding 2s, pi 2px, pi 2py, sigma 2pz. Then pi anti-bonding 2px, pi anti-bonding 2py, sigma anti-bonding 2pz. This is up to nitrogen. Up to nitrogen. So students, this is the sequence of molecular orbital configuration. In this order, we will fill the electrons in particular orbitals. Sigma 1 is sigma anti-bonding 1s, sigma 2s, sigma anti-bonding 2s, pi 2px, pi 2py, sigma 2pz, pi anti-bonding 2px, pi anti-bonding 2py, and sigma anti-bonding 2pz. These are arranged in increasing order of their energy. So this was up to nitrogen. If we have to fill the electronic configuration after nitrogen, then there is a slight change, that is sigma 2pz will come prior to pi 2px and pi 2py. It will be here. Okay, I will write it here after nitrogen. After nitrogen it will be as sigma 1s, sigma anti-bonding 1s, sigma 2s, sigma anti-bonding 2s, sigma 2pz. Now I will add sigma 2pz prior to pi 2px and pi 2py. 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py. Then I will follow the same order again. Pi anti-bonding 2px, pi anti-bonding 2py, sigma antibonding 2pz. So this is the molecular orbital configuration. This was up to nitrogen and this is after nitrogen. Okay. So now I will teach you how to calculate the bond order with the help of MOC, molecular orbital and configuration. Okay. So let's take an example. Suppose you are asked to find the bond order of O2. You are given the question, find bond order in O2. So this is your question. You have to find the bond order in O2. So if we are supposed to find out the bond order with the help of MOC, molecular orbital configuration, then we are having a specific formula, and that is bond order equals to half of number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding electrons. NB is the number of bonding electrons and NAB is the number of anti-bonding electrons. This is number of bonding electron and this is number of anti-bonding electrons. So in order to find the bond order of O2, first of all we will write the molecular orbital configuration for O2 molecule. One oxygen atom has 8 electrons and O2 will be having total number of 16 electrons. Okay, now I'll follow this order for filling the electrons. Okay, sigma 1s2, sigma antibonding 1s2, sigma 2s2, then comes sigma antibonding 2s2, then after that comes sigma 2pz, sigma 2p z2, pi 2px, pi 2py, 2, then pi antibonding 2px, pi antibonding 2py. Till here we are having 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Till here we are having 14 electrons. We just need to fill 2 more electrons. We will fill it like 1 in 2px1 and 1 in pi antibonding 2py1. So this is the MOC, molecular orbital configuration for O2 molecule. Bonding 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma antibonding 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma antibonding 2s2, sigma 2pz2, pi 2px2, pi 2py2, and pi antibonding 2px1, pi antibonding 2py1. Okay, now I'll follow this expression for calculating the bond order in O2. Okay, the expression was half of number of bonding electron minus half of number of anti-bonding electrons. Now let's calculate the number of bonding electron and number of anti-bonding electrons in this molecular orbital configuration. So we can see these which are not marked with star are the bonding molecular orbital, and the one which are marked with star are the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So let's count bonding electrons. 2 plus 2 4 plus 2 6 plus 2 8 plus 2 10. Bond order will be half of bonding electrons are 10 minus anti-bonding will be 2 plus 2 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6. That will be 10 minus 6 is 4. So we can see we have got the bond order for NO2 equals to 2. So this is the method. How can we calculate the bond order with the help of molecular orbital configuration? So we have got the bond order for O2 molecule as 2. Okay. So students, now I'm going to tell you what is the relation between bond order, bond energy and bond length. How they three are interrelated and what's the relation between them. Okay. So I'll write it here. Bond order is directly proportional to bond energy. Bond order is directly proportional to bond energy. More the bond order, more will be the bond energy. Lesser the bond order, lesser will be the bond energy. Okay, this is the relation between bond order and bond energy. And if we talk about the relation between bond order and bond length, then that is inverse. Bond order is inversely proportional to bond length. So this is the important point you must know. You must note it down, because most of the time the question comes from this category only, that you are given with some kind of hint of the bond order, and you're supposed to arrange the particular species in increasing or decreasing order of their bond energy or bond length. Okay, so you must note this point. Okay, so bond order is directly proportional to bond energy and it is inversely proportional to bond length. More the bond order, lesser will be the bond length, or lesser the bond order, more will be the bond length. So students, today in this video you have studied about the bond order and how can we calculate the bond order with the help of molecular orbital configuration, and what is the relation between bond order, bond length, and bond order and bond energy. So this is all in this video, and we'll continue our more topics in our upcoming videos. If you are having any doubt in this particular video, then please do mention in the comment section given below, and thank you.